I really hope the mic was on. That was like a literal. Was that worth it? Did I just disturb my meningitis? Sorry, guys. I thought I put 11:30. I put 11. I'm an idiot. I'm a prick. Get the frick out the way. Wow. That was a big jump for me. Holy moly. I'm so sorry, guys. I feel bad. I did not know I put 11. I was like 99% sure I put 11:30. So today is a special day. For some reason, my thumbnail did not upload. And it would have told you what it would have told you what this video is supposed to be. I am going to let you guys choose what you want me to react to. How about that? The thumbnail is supposed to say that. And I want it to be a hangout. But if you have something that you'd like to discuss on the channel, this is your opportunity. And by the way, I am definitely clipping that because I am pretty sure I went from vertical to horizontal into that jump. Look at, you know what? Can I just stop the show real quick? Sherilyn is one of the, if not the greatest person I've ever met and one of the sweetest. Please, if you have not, go subscribe to her channel and just support her because she is amazing. And she, first of all, her content is fire. You should see her studio. I'm on a couch with a bear and she's got her own chair like an empress with a TV that's like 3D, 4D, 8D. And then she's got her mic. I mean, she's got it all going on. I aspire to be like her. How about that? So please show her some love. I absolutely love Sherilyn. I just can't say enough good about her. And in all fairness, I do try my best to come up with a fun intro for you, but that was, I caught literal air. I don't even know what that looked like, but it is what it is. I appreciate you guys doing that for her. She's amazing and her content's amazing too. So you're not going to be, it's not a waste. She's amazing, literally. What is going on, everybody? Our community is popping. It's popping. I miss you guys. I feel like, I'll be honest, I have been just going through a lot of different changes, and I feel like the community weighs heavy on me in a good way. I hope that makes some sense. I don't want to ever not put everything I've got into our community. And sometimes when I take any kind of break or I feel like I'm not giving enough, I feel bad. So I thought, let's just do a reset. Just do a reset, hang out. If you guys have things you'd like to react to, this is our opportunity. Now, I don't want to hear any of this Sharktopus. I don't want to hear any Grease 2. I already ended that debate. It's over. And that's about the only things off the table. The only things. Anything else we can really go for. I'm not going to lie. We have to be careful. As you know, our channel has had some serious issues with copyright, and they like to get you very quickly, by the way. It's not like it's this long process like, oh, you can watch 10 seconds at a time. Like, no, sometimes they just shut down the stream. We've had it happen to us. It's very disappointing. What is up, everybody? I'm glad to see you guys are here. Again, I'm sorry we are so late. Clara in the River. I still have my shirt. I haven't seen Miss Woozy in a long time. I know she's been busy, but I still have my Clara shirt. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little too big for it now. That's just is what it is. But yeah, I still love that shirt. I still have everything everybody sent, by the way. If you had ever sent anything to a P.O. box, which we used to have, I'm going to get a new one. But if you've ever sent anything to the P.O. box, I have it in a box. So get the frick out the way, out of the shot. What are you doing, backpack? All right, guys. What is going on? What's up, Brandon? So good to see you, man. Thank you. I hope you have a great 4th of July as well. I keep forgetting it's 4th of July already. Holy crap, man. This year is just flying by. That is crazy. You said it's hot. Oh, wow. On the index. That's crazy. It's hot as frick here too. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm feeling good. Feeling good. I mean, I've had some issues in the last couple of weeks with my health. It's always this weird thing. It's like every once in a while, you just are more symptomatic and that's just life. But you just roll with punches. There's not anything you can really do about that. So that's life, man. You do your best with what you got. So it's hard. But I know you guys are going through some stuff. Just know we're here as a community. This is what this whole back and forth is about, is just spending time together. I am going to pull up YouTube in case we want to pull something up. I don't care if it's funny. I don't care what it is, as long as it's not inappropriate, meaning like really, really inappropriate, which none of you guys would suggest. I know you too well. We are ready. We are ready to go. So just let me know if you have something you want to pull up. Oh, Brandon, don't even start me right now. I was going to turn into a sports conversation. Just an hour ago, LeBron James told the LA Lakers that he is not going to re-sign and they can move on without him. I was done. I have no idea. I think he's going. I'm calling it before it happens. I think he's going to Golden State. Draymond Green's going to re-sign, and they're going to go try to be a contender in the West. And I am freaking here for it. I am here for it. I hope he wins one more. Oh, I'm sorry, man. You guys are going through it. Let me see if I can tell you what it is today for us. Oh, it's 95 right now, but it got hot. The high is 100. Okay, I can't complain. It's not too bad this week, but the rest of the week, like next Monday is 107 high, 106. Really not that bad. But this lies so much. Like you'll be on here and it'll say all these things, and then the next week it's just like, oh yeah, we had a hot front. F a hot front. Oh, Christina, just come on. Come on. Don't start the debate. Don't start the debate. MJ's the greatest champion ever. LeBron's the greatest all-around player that has ever played the game of basketball. It's indisputable how great he is. MJ just won every single championship. I give them both their credit. But I don't know. Yeah, it's not that bad. I'm sorry. When you're here, so here's the thing about Arizona. I'm sure if anybody has been here, it's the driest heat. You can get down a little bit lower. You're a little too high. I gotta scoot up. So in Arizona, the heat is a dry heat, like an oven heat. It's really no humidity. But we also have, they're called haboobs, and they're giant dust storms, like a wave. Like everybody should have meningitis too, because this is a huge, like otherworldly dust cloud that takes over. Like you have to stop driving. You can't see anything. It's literally insane. And so when that happens, it rains and it gets really humid here. And when I tell you it's 105 or 6 the next day and cloudy and there's any kind of humidity, it is brutal. It's brutal. I'd rather have the oven heat. You guys know I've worked out in the summer sun for 3 or 4 years straight, where I was just outside during the summer, and it's brutal. I really don't know how else to say it. I really don't know how else to say it. Because, I mean, how do you survive it? How do you survive this with that kind of heat? I don't know. When you add humidity. But I went to Florida. I always tell you guys this story. We went to Florida in the almost end of 2020. I took Riley when she was almost 2, barely. And she was so good. She did such a good job. But we went to Disney World. And I'd been to Florida before, but I'd usually been down in Miami, and I've been to Disney World a few times. But anyway, let's just put it this way. It was September, and it was in honor of Tylee and JJ in 2020 because they love Disney so much. And so that was like, for me at that time, it was like, let's take this trip and make it a memorial trip. So we made shirts that said, like, we wore them to Disney World. They were custom shirts that we made. And like, I was just like really trying to do something that I felt like, I don't know, tangible or something that Tylee and JJ would enjoy. And we were there. It was our second day, and I had we bought themed shirts for the whole week. So I had a white shirt, like, I don't know, some Disney thing, and a hat. And I think both of them were they weren't black. The white shirt, and I forgot what color the hat was, but it was like tan or something. And I soaked through it so bad. I had brought a towel the second time. We had to go back for Riley's nap and then went back to Disney World. And I had to bring a literal towel, and I went through that towel, and we had to wear masks because of COVID. So the humidity from the mask going up into your face and in the hat, and it's just this area was just getting circulated in air, brother. I was soaked. My shirt was so wet. I had to change my entire outfit. And every time you came out the threshold, like when you come in there, when you are in Arizona and you walk out the door, you literally go from whatever it is. Let's say in a store it's 75 degrees and you walk outside, you feel that threshold of heat like hit you so hard, but it's really not, it's not as bad with humidity. Humidity is worse. I grew up in Texas, so I know what humidity is. Are you Kim? Are you Kim? But I was so disgustingly soaked that it made me never want to go back unless it's like December. I don't know how people do it. I really don't know how you survive it. Humidity plus that kind of heat was only like 80 degrees, but it says it feels like 100. And like I just knew. And a white shirt, it's like everything's showing. I was just like just popping right through my shirt. Everybody saw me with just the nips and everything. Like, I'm just being honest. It was crazy. It was crazy work. And I felt horrible and I was just miserable. And then you go in for a ride and the air is just, and so you're soaking wet and then you're cold. And then you go and you kind of dry off because you go on some kind of ride and then you go back. And I'm like soaking through the mask. I had a long beard. Oh my gosh. Never, let's not talk about that. Forget it. Too far. Too far. Okay, anybody have anything they want to watch on YouTube? Any reactions? This is our opportunity. Drop it in the chat. And now I can read the chat a little bit better. I'm reading your guys' chats up on the side. How have you guys been, man? How have you guys been? Been working, just real quick while you guys are dropping some of that stuff, just to give you an update. I've been working really hard on trying to figure out some new stuff for the channel. And we actually have some podcasts that we're going to be doing. So I'm excited to share that. All the members are going to know who that is first. And I just wait until there's a date set. And then I'll tell you who it is. Because that for me is more important. I don't want to keep saying, oh, we're going to have this, because I've learned really quickly that this is just how this works with this kind of thing with podcasts and stuff. It's just people change their minds or scheduling conflicts or something happens. And so you just kind of have to go roll with it and try to make it happen another time or not. I guess it's just what you have to do with it. So we're getting there. And then real quick too, documentary is doing great as far as momentum, but we are kind of stagnant a little bit right now. We're getting really close to having all enough money to buy the equipment, which is one of the absolute main factors of making this film. So I'm going to try my best to figure out a way for us to just kind of get the word out there. That's the main thing about this documentary, is we just need, like, just to make sure that even people understand what it is and why it's important. So I've been trying to figure out a way to do that. But I also just want to thank everybody that has already donated to it. It's not going to go to waste no matter what. It's just that obviously the budget is what it is, because that's what's going to take to make it on our own. And so that's where we're at. But we still have momentum going. I've been, like I said, trying to go back and forth and figure out just the best way to do everything. And it's a lot to juggle, but that's life. And that's the whole point. And it's the blessing of being able to have a community and a responsibility to other people, you know? That's kind of where I'm at. What do you mean? Which friend am I? Like friends from friends? I think you're meaning friends from friends. Well, I'll just answer your question even if that's what you meant. If I was a friend from the show Friends, I feel like I'm Ross. No lie. I feel like I'm Ross. I don't know. I'm like a mixture though. I'm not as sarcastic as Chandler, so I don't really see any of that. But Joey's my favorite. But if I had to like actually put myself in that show, the person I'm the most like would be Ross. I really don't know what else to say. Because neither Chandler or Joey really have any emotional depth at all. You know what I mean? They're both kind of just pure comic relief. Yes, I'm answering that because they're going to be in the documentary, and that's a huge thing. We've never done a project together ever because of just conflicts of how that stuff works in the back end. And, you know, obviously I'm never going to expose private relationships that I have with other people just because it's not my thing. So, but they are both wanting to do the documentary, and that's a huge blessing to me. Um, I forgot what I was saying. I was reading your guys' chats, but yeah, I do, I'm excited to get their perspective on everything. I am. I appreciate that. I don't feel like I don't whine like Ross does. I want to be very clear. We're just, if I had to pick a character that I'm the most like in a TV show, it's like okay, perfect example for The Office. I'm the most like Jim. Like of anybody, I'm the most like Jim. But am I like, do I actually act and like have no? But if I had to pick a character, that's who I would be. That's the most relatable to my personality, you know? I appreciate that. I'm excited to share it with you guys. It's not, it hasn't changed. Nothing has changed. The work's still being done. I'm still doing the research on how to get everything finalized. We are just trying to build the budget up enough, and that's just what it takes. Like I said, every dollar counts. Everything that we do counts. I'm coming up with new ways for us to just find a way for people to understand what we're doing, because this is so much bigger than just the story that I'm going to tell. Like, this is the momentum that we need to start helping other victims and crimes and just people in general to feel like they're taking their narrative back. And again, I told you guys, no bias, no glazing, but LeBron James was the first athlete and person I'd ever seen who, especially at that level of fame, to start a company called Uninterrupted. This was like 2014 or 15. And I remember it being all over, but it didn't really have a place. And then, at that time, athletes would go into press conferences and be interviewed, or like after a game, and they'd be interviewed, and then they would only post the clips and the moments, and a lot of times with no context. And so, then there was this huge thing with LeBron and this reporter where she said, "Shut up and dribble." And so he was like, "I'm not going to ever do that," which is a crazy statement to say to anybody. Like, anybody can have an opinion on anything. So just shut the hell up. But yeah, I think LeBron made a statement by saying, athletes and people on that level just don't have a narrative control that they should. It's not that they want to have narrative control. It's that they want to say their piece and not be edited down. And so that's what the whole entire, like, I've noticed that from a young age. But then when I experienced media myself, it's real. And I didn't experience anything like someone like that. But just even a glimpse of like how twisted it gets and how much it actually means that they will just clip you and take out certain pieces. That's what hurts. And so it makes you want to do your own thing. It makes you want to do that. But I want to be kind of a pioneer in that way for others to just feel safe to come and talk about their stories. I know I'm not the only one who offers that. I know this channel is not just like this breaking, but I mean, from a media standpoint as well, like eventually getting there to really help people tell their stories. You guys know that we did sharing our story Saturdays, and the only reason I had to take a break from it, and I'm just going to be super honest with you guys where I've been at. I had to take a huge step back from true crime because after all the trials, then I went back and did Lori's, then I had the stroke, then I went back and finished Chad's, and then we went into Corey's. I felt like my nervous system was just so, I just feel like so pressed. And I just knew I had to make some kind of change, even though I know I'm called and meant to like help other people. That's always going to be a part of me. But I just needed the balance. Like, I just couldn't be solely talking about crime, because when you're doing the research for the videos behind the scenes and you want to understand it first, because you don't want to speak on things you don't know. And you want to try to get as much facts from different places. And it's just, it's a lot of information from a lot of different places. And it's just really, it's tough because true crime, I was talking about this the other day when we talked about media and how media and crime, I'm sorry, let me rewind. Entertainment business and true crime have been mixed. And so now we have entertainment true crime. And the problem being, it's really hard because once you cross that threshold, it no longer really is only about details, but it's about how do we put on the best show? How do we make this the best whatever? How do we get the B-roll? Not that those things are wrong. If it's done right, you can still add all those things, but without it being a superficial story. So it's a hard way to balance it. I get it. But being a media person myself, loving movies and storytelling, and it just all naturally progressed to me. Like I want to tell my family story, and I have the ability to do so. And I have the desire when it comes to learning about the media business and understanding cameras, lighting, microphones, even though half the time we don't have sound on this channel. Please don't worry about that. There's going to be sound on the documentary. I know I have my tech issues, but it's all just a process. But yeah, that's just kind of where it all stemmed from. So he kind of gave me that roadmap unconsciously, like subconsciously, whatever the word is, unconsciously, subconsciously. And I never realized how much that was something that I would end up doing until it all happened. But I've spent a lot of time trying to make this a place of safety, a community, a real community, like bread recipes in the chats and people connecting and just having like an understanding. Like, you guys know my heart. Honestly, my heart has always been for people and to help the next person. But at the same time, I most of the time am in a good mood. I love laughing. I love joking around. I love, balance. I like to talk about other things. I'm very multidimensional. And I told you guys, you can keep your whatever opinion you have about Joe Rogan. That's not what I'm here to say, but just his platform that he created where you have conversations with people about anything has always been my dream. Like, just, I don't want to feel limited to one thing. And so I think at that time, I was like, I just want to be able to sit down with our community and just talk and just feel like we're all able to bring these different subjects up. And wherever the conversation goes, it goes. I'm not trying to pre-plan everything. I mean, obviously there's some videos where I want to like research, and that's fun. I like that. But yeah, that's always been my heart. Like, this community was not what I expected. I think we were just talking about it earlier. But when I made those videos on this channel, I never made plans. Like, that's what you don't understand. I never made plans. Like, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do this. I'm going to try to get subs. I'm going to try to make this video. Like, it's just very organic. And it all kind of happened because I just wanted to tell my side of the story. And I think the first video that is still on the channel, you can watch it. I said, I want a life channel where it's just about anything. And we're still kind of vlogging at that point. So that's interesting. But I don't know. I just am honest with you guys about it. This is our community, and I want people to feel invited into the community. But I know that YouTube can be hard for that kind of thing because it doesn't reward people who don't have a specific narrow path. And I think for some people, they just want to watch certain kind of content. And I mean, that's just life. Like, if you're not interested in something, you're not interested. It doesn't mean it's negative or not. It just means that somebody's not making something that you want to watch. You're not going to click on that video. And so that's just how it works. So it's just a balance. But like I said, I've been trying so hard to just figure out what to do with our community, because at the core of it, it's just a community. Like, this could exist without videos. This could just be a place where, like, I don't know, it could just be a forum or like a Discord where everybody just connects and has that. But at the same time, I have so much to share, and then I want to laugh with you guys. I want to live life with you. I want to know how you're doing. And then I want to talk about mental health, and I want to help in any way I can. Like, how do you balance all that? And so I guess I'm just kind of venting to you guys. I didn't expect that. But yeah, of course, I never expected any of this. And so then when you have a responsibility to help other people, and you know that you've survived so much, and that your lesson of survival can help someone else maybe not make a bad decision, like take their own life or something like that, it gets heavy. And then how do you make that work? And, all my interests, all the different interests, all the things that I like to do, all the things I feel close to my heart, I'm like, what do you do with all this? It's not a lack of what I want to do. It's like, where does it go? What do we do with this? And, it is complicated now. It's like, there's every platform in the world. Everybody has a different preference. Some people like, TikTok and Instagram. Some people like, Damn. Some people like whatever you watch, wherever you get your stuff from, whatever entertains you. I get it, but it's a lot. So this is the therapy couch. It's like literally it's just something. I guess the movies are right. Like if you saw, hold on, I'm gonna lay down. I don't even know if you can see me. I have pants on. Anyway, it's just a lot. I don't feel right. This feels odd. And I'm falling around. Okay. I'm never doing that again. I couldn't even lay down. My pants, this is the thing. This is behind the scenes. But if I'm ever sitting on something where I'm more towards the edge, like I am on this couch, every single time my pants roll up. And that's why I used to do all those moves. Okay. I still got my partner. Get the frick out of the way. But yeah, it's what it is. I don't even know what to say. But every time we're on this couch, it just turned into therapy. It gets too comfy. Maybe that's why the desk chair was better. It doesn't get that comfortable. You don't get into therapy mode. But frick it. I don't even care. By the way, if Brandon's still here, Brandon was notorious. Every time he came into the chat, Colby, do you have pants on today? Like he just ran it every time. And I always had to prove I had pants on. I had to prove it. I'm always wearing pants. Who doesn't wear pants? No disrespect, but who's not wearing clothes? Even if I didn't have pants on, I'd have like a toga, not a robe. I'm being very specific with my words. A toga. If here's the thing, I live in Arizona. Why in the world would togas not be a thing here? Like, where did that go? Can I not just free flow the whole thing? Like just literally straps and toga it out? Come on, bro. What a comfy way to live. Just bring back togas. I don't know what's going on in life. Because I'm just sick and tired of having to conform to society's standards for my clothes. Why can't I have a toga and some sandals? You don't think that'd be the comfiest thing you ever put on? Frick this. Oh, don't ever say that. We're never mad at you. We appreciate you and love you. You do what you got to do. Take care of your business. You already know. We love you. Ain't nobody mad at you. Like, I'm always wearing clothes. What is it? I'll put a kilt on. Are you kidding me? Why can't I wear that crap? That's true, actually. You guys kind of scared me now. You're exactly right. You don't want to scorp up there. You don't want a rattlesnake. You know what we have? We have these. Oh, I'm showing you. Frick it. You want to know what kind of hell I live in? This is perfect. Watch this. Watch this. I am so excited to show you the kind of things that I have to deal with every single day of my life. It's pure survival out here. Are you ready for this? You stupid. This stupid motherfucker exists. I saw it at the park the other day. Hold on. I promise. This thing, okay? I don't know if you've ever seen. Shut up, Coyote. Hold on. They don't even know what I'm going to show them. Stop talking. This thing exists. Whoa, where the hell did I go? Get the frick out the way. All right. So this dude is Coyote Peterson. I'm putting you on today. If you're entertained by watching someone go up through the pain sting index and say, searing pain, he goes and lets insects bite him or sting him. All right. This thing exists here in Arizona. And I saw one at the park with Carter a few days ago, and it scared me to death because it's huge. It's called a tarantula hawk. In this episode, it explains what that is. Maybe I can find a better still of it, like we're zoomed in on it. Okay. Just by the name alone, it should scare you. Hold on. There's probably, here it is. Oh gosh.
It's just like this.
It's huge.
I'm an intense story begins.
There it is. That motherfricker was at the park. That right there was at the park. They're huge. Okay. And these things fly around here. Now, every time he's talking about what he's going to do, he's like, I'm in Tucson, Arizona today. Okay. That's scary because they can migrate. They have wings. They can walk. Like, they can go anywhere in Arizona if they're in Arizona. There's Gila monsters. There's tarantulas. There's all kinds of, there's rattlesnakes, all that stuff, whatever. This dude let this thing sting him. I don't know. I don't know how you can, I don't think you could pay me enough for that. Here's the reality though. I saw this thing the other day. Look how big this motherfricker is. Let me tell you what it does. It's so big that it flies down on the tarantula. I can't believe we're having this conversation. It flies down on the tarantula and stings it. Well, that sounds looks inappropriate. Stings it. The thing gets paralyzed. The tarantula goes paralyzed, and it like goes down and pulls the tarantula into its own home, its own burrow, and then it lays its eggs in its stomach, and all the eggs eat their way out like Alien, and then fly out of the tarantula. It's brutal, crazy. It's mad.
It's in a state of paralysis, and the female pulls the tarantula back down into its burrow, and there she proceeds to lay an egg on top of its abdomen.
It eats its way into it and then comes out. It's brutal. And the thing's alive the whole time. You want to talk about brutal? And we got scorps.
She then leaves the burrow, and the tarantula is absolute butterfly.
When he picks it up. It's a very intense. I don't want to ruin it for you. I want
the glass enclosure.
Look at it. Oh my gosh, I don't think you understand the size. I'm gonna go in my little box. Look at this. Look at this. Look how big that thing is. I saw it at the park. Oh my gosh. It gives me the heebie-jeebs, man. Because I don't care if it stings me. Yeah, that's gonna hurt a lot, but I'm gonna be fine. If it stung my little almost 2-year-old or my 4-year-old or my 7-year-old, they would be traumatized for the rest of their life. It's one thing to get stung by a bee. This is like 30 levels up from a bee. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I have to live with this every day. You know what I mean? Like, I remember the last time I got stung, I think I posted it on my Instagram story. I was walking out of Five Below, and I was just walking, and a freaking wasp just straight jabbed me right in the neck, right here. I was like, what the hell was that? I'm walking to the car. I'm not even near your stupid nest. Like, and if you really want smoke, I'll just grab you. Like, it's over. Like, I'll just start clapping. And once I grab you, I mean, it just bothers me. That sounded so inappropriate. What the hell is happening today? This is why we can't free flow. I lied to you. We can't free throw. This is the innuendos that come out that I just realize the second it slips out of my mouth. I have to be really careful. Grabbing and clapping. It sounds bad. It's not. I meant killing it. You guys have your minds in the gutters. I don't even want to hear it. I don't even want to know. But yeah, try seeing that thing. And it's loud and they're huge. And you just hear, and we have they have these, just, I don't even know what to call them, but they're black bees. Okay. That's what I've been told they are. They're huge mother frickers. And they just go, they're just like, I guess they're blind. So I don't know why they're flying, but they're like, just fly. And then they'll come hit your window really hard. Hell no, I don't want that. So we're done talking about bugs. I don't want to talk about bugs anymore, but frick this. But if you have a suggestion for the chat here, see, he does all this stuff. He's nuts. He's a nutty guy. I'm sorry to tell you, but he's crazy with this. But I don't play with bugs. I'm not afraid of bugs. I'll just be honest with you. Even that, if it were just me, do I want to get stung? No. But do I also, when you have your kids, you don't want your kids to get hurt. So I'm not going to do that. You are diabolical here. I gotta stop talking on the mic. We gotta start doing videos. We can't do lives. Just in case I say something like that again. We just gotta stop. We gotta stop. This is it. This is a good sign. It's a good sign. It's been a good ride of lives. I guess we'll just do videos. You know I'm kidding. Oh my gosh. What a freaking life, bro. What is going on? But yeah, I didn't even know this stuff existed until I saw this dude's channel. Every time I was watching his video, I'm in Arizona today. I'm like, well, you better leave Arizona. The only thing that's not here is a bullet ant. That's literally, I guess it's as bad as getting shot, which I don't even know how you could actually do that unless you've had both experiences, but apparently it's a real thing. I'm sure you guys have heard of that, at least even in general, but I guess we're lucky we don't have that. We pretty much have everything else on that pain index. Oh, we have the centipedes. It's the desert. It's the Wild West out here. So you want to come to Arizona? Oh, it's so nice to look at that house. Centipede, scorpion, Gila monsters, yellow spotted lizards from holes. I mean, just get out of here. Get out of here. Save your gosh dang self. Oh, Yeah, I'm not a fan of bugs though, but I'm not afraid of them. Like, I'm not really like, I'm not gonna sit here and be scared of them. You know what I mean? It's okay if you clip. You guys know I love you. It's not gonna bother me if you clip, but I just realize sometimes I say something and I'm just like, what the frick is going on here? Yeah, we're done. We're done. Change the subject. Except for I'm gonna go see Spider-Man. I'm gonna go see Spider-Man. I'm about to go crazy on Pop Culture Poppy today. We're gonna be doing Were Ross and Rachel on a Break. I've been had that written down for a long time. I created Pop Culture Poppy a long time ago for that exact reason, so we could make sure we just balance everything out. And one of the first videos that I wrote down was, I was watching Friends at the time, so that was one of the first ones I wrote down. But I just write down random stuff that I'm like, I just want to answer this question, and I go through it. So we are going to do that today. On that channel, I haven't really thought about doing a lot of lives. We will, but I mean, I like making videos for that because it's easier to give more graphics and stuff, like to see what I'm talking about. But you guys are going to love my points. It's crazy. It's crazy. So I'm excited. I have tons of videos for that channel. It's just, again, you got to have a lot of time, and I'm trying to do that. So, oh, I can't wait to hear you guys' one on that. I'm going to share it with you right when I'm done with it. I will send it to you. I love you too. Thank you for being here. I hadn't even seen it yet. I haven't even seen it. We'll save that conversation. You guys know how I feel about these movies that keep getting remade. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, whatever. But I don't know. I'm not someone who can really sit there and I don't like movies getting redone for like forever. Like, at some point, I think it's cool to take that universe and just put new characters in and really give it its own thing, because it's just more original. At least like, we could still do Toy Story, but just do only new toys. And that way, at least there's no real expectations. Yeah, it's not going to measure up to maybe the first one, but like, have you guys seen the new Shrek? See, we're doing pop culture stuff. I gotta be careful. I will go down the rabbit hole on every single thing. Have you guys seen that they're making, like, again, like, I think it's Shrek 5. That's crazy. Like, these are movies I was watching as a kid. And now it's like the weirdest animation I've ever seen. It's not the same as the other movies, so they don't look like the same people. It looks like its own movie. They might as well just restarted it, man. I don't know what to do with it. I just, for me, like, these movies are just running too much. But I'll tell you the movies I'm excited for. I'm going to go see Spider-Man opening night. Can't wait for that. Dune 3 comes out. If you haven't watched Dune, go watch Dune. You will like Dune. When you don't, the first time you watch it, you're like, what the actual hell is this? And then after that, you're like, wow, this is really, really amazing. Because once you know the story, like actually what's going on in the world, the movies are amazing. But at first, it's like it feels like you're watching something and you're tripping. Let's be honest with you. Like, I was so confused, and I'm just like, this guy's floating over here. Willy Wonka is the main character. I mean, there's a lot going on. Let's just put it that way. So, yeah, it was the weirdest first time. And then when I understood the story, and then I watched Dune 1 and 2, I was like, these movies are so great. And I've been watching them on rerun at least like 2 or 3 times a year. I love those movies. I'm excited about the third one. And every movie feels different. And I can't rock with, like, at least Jurassic World tried, but like the one they just did, I was just like, come on, bro. Like, you just can't keep the intensity from that first movie. Like, to this day, one of the most intense things I've ever witnessed in a movie is Jaws, the ending of Jaws, the kitchen scene in Jurassic Park. 2 of the most impactful things I've ever experienced in a movie, because they're just done. You know what it is? I just realized it as we're saying it. First of all, this turned into a pop culture thing. I don't care. This is just our community hangout. So it doesn't matter what we talk about. But I realized that the whole reason that you feel that way is because there's so much secrecy behind the thing. So you have to, like, imagine what it looks like and really feel it and see it. And then when it comes on screen, it's like a nightmare. It's like you've built it up in your head. And then all of a sudden, when it's revealed, you're terrified because it's like, oh shoot, like there it is. Like, but it's scarier because it's the unseen thing, you know? I think that's what makes that work. So that makes sense. That's a good way to write. I don't understand how people think of that. But I guess you're more scared of the unseen things, like the Black Bride. I finally got over her. I finally got over it. I can honestly say that. If I see a Black Bride, it's on sight. It's on sight. Like, I don't care if I have to put on spiritual gloves and beat your crap. I'm taking the Black Bride down. Now, I'm not afraid. I don't get chills up my spine. And you're not going to make me run out of the bathroom or I'm going to close my damn eyes in the shower. I'm not getting soap in my eyes because the Black Bride don't even exist. And if you did, douche. You see what happened to Barry in the beginning? Did you see the launch? I freaking threw my whole body. But see, that's the concept that's scary. You can't fight a ghost. What are you going to do if a ghost can touch you and you can't touch the ghost? You're done. You don't have a vacuum for that. There's no, can't suck a ghost into a vacuum. What are we doing? Spielberg is the best. I have to give him credit. He made it what it is. And both of those movies. I mean, it's just like, come on, bro. The intensity of every single dinosaur is so crazy because it's really hard to create that the audience feels what the movie is showing you. When I was a kid and I was watching, that was one of my favorite movies ever, is Jurassic Park. I was a dinosaur freak, right? I love dinosaurs from the time I don't even know. Earliest point I can remember. The Black Bride. So the Black Bride is an entity in Insidious that kind of haunts this family. I don't even want to get into it. That's scary. I can understand that sounds really, really bad out of context, but it's literally a thing. I promise you. It's a horror. It's called the Black Bride because it's like a ghost that wears a black wedding dress with a black veil. Oh, okay. You know what? Maybe I'm not over it. It's a damn demon. All right. It's a damn demon. And it's got a black wedding dress on and it's scary as hell. So don't watch it. Especially if you like to just have peace of mind, don't watch it. Okay. But I'm sorry you walked in cold on that because that was not the intention. That sounds bad out of context, but you know what I mean? Anyway, yeah, that thing was one of those things. It's just weird because I watched that movie. I don't watch horror stuff. You guys know that. I was thinking it would be really funny though. There's a game called Outlast that there's some bad stuff in it for sure. It's kind of like a crazy game, but it's like a horror game. And I think it'd be really funny to play that on Pop Culture Poppy just because I know myself so well. I don't think I can make it through it, but I could try. So maybe if there's enough people who want to come watch that, I'm not doing it unless we get a squad together. I need support. If you think that I'm just going to sit there and try to do that, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I think we did a section one time where we did favorite movies. So I think we've done that. I know. I am just someone who never ever wants to ever say the wrong things, I guess. Like I never want anybody to be confused or I never want to hurt someone's feelings. So like I will always try to correct it as fast as I can for people just so they understand. But I think we did our favorite movies. I don't have a favorite movie. I am going to say that off the bat, even as a film person. I don't have some like movie that I just like tops all of them. It's really, for me, it's like food. It's like a mood thing. It's like a mood thing because I can't sit here and say, oh, this is my favorite thing. This is my movie, like above all movies. Like I just have a top list. I think for me, I'm more of a series person now that I'm older. And again, like for me, I really analyze movies now more because I don't know. I just like when you can feel that somebody put their heart and soul into a film, it's a different kind of thing. You just know it. And that's the thing that we're missing. And that's why it's like, as a film person and who wants to literally make a documentary, it's not really the same as a film, but like sometimes I'm just like, where is the substance missing for you? I don't understand how the emotional pull is not coming through, because I've seen it. And yes, of course, those are the greatest movies, but like, how did they even achieve that? And it's all just about the director. So if you have the ability to do so, I don't know, whatever. I just want to see good movies again, man. I want there to be heart. I know it's hard to tell stories. There's a lot of great books that could be adapted into movies, but you really just need the substance, and you need to feel it, and you need to know, and it's obviously possible. And you know, all my favorite movies have an emotional reaction, so I'll put it that way. Except for, I guess, Spider-Man doesn't really have an emotional reaction. I just love Spider-Man. Well, no, I'm not like that. I guess I do. I think Peter Parker is like, if you know that character, you have to be a big nerd to really understand the Peter Parker character. But anyway, I don't want to talk your ear off about movies if you guys don't want to talk about movies. We can talk about whatever. But I could talk about this stuff all the time, which is why we made the whole other channel. Because I'm just that type. I have way too much to say about movies. But I'm just kind of making my way back to older stuff. It's been nice to like kind of reground some of those movies back into, instead of the stakes being so crazy all the time in every movie. It's been really nice to like watch movies that were made in a different era. And for me, I can feel like there's more attention, and there's more love, and there's more something to it. There's just substance there. I don't know how else to explain it. I think we're way too CGI focused. I think we're way too fake focused. It's like, just give me something real, brother. Just something real on the plate would be great. I'll take it. Whatever you give me. That's why I think you guys would like Dune. I tell everybody to watch Dune. Just watch it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. I don't care if you don't like it, but that's okay, because we don't have to agree. I'll still love you. Doesn't matter if you don't like the movies. But I think you can really learn a lot from anything you do in your life. Like, you can really watch something and take lessons out of it. And oh my gosh, are we kidding? Sherilyn. Titanic is one of the best movies I think ever made, for so many reasons. I've never done a breakdown on Titanic ever in my life. Titanic is such a great movie because when you're watching it, you never really think about anything else other than that movie, at least for me. And to have something, let's think about the stakes. Yes, you know the boat's going to crash. So everybody goes into the movie knowing that the boat's going to crash, which is tragic. And at the same time, it paces so well. And remember, it's just people on a boat. You have to make that interesting. You have to make that engaging. And you have to build up to where you care that if something happens to the characters at the end of the show, that you feel an emotional pull. And that's the problem we have in movies right now. They try to kill a character and you have no emotional tie to the character at all. Like, it's just whatever. I'm not going to complain. So back to that point, you have this love story of this girl who's like locked in her life and just like looking for that freedom. And then like there's the world building is so beautiful, and having them cross over to each other and having this organic love story that like just comes out of nowhere, and just to lose that, I mean, it makes the Titanic sinking, the stakes just that much harder to watch, I guess. I think it's one of the best movies ever made. I've watched Titanic, I don't even know how many times, a lot in my life. Every time it's ever been on, like, I used to say back when, but you remember, I don't even know if everyone has TV. I used to even have YouTube TV, but like before with cable, oh my gosh, it was so long ago when I used to watch cable. But you know, cable always plays random movies. Anytime it was on our cable, like on any of the boxes, I would pretty much watch whatever part of that and just watch it. But it's such a good movie. I mean, I really don't know what else to say. Isn't that James Cameron too? This mother fricker doesn't miss. You can, hey, if I didn't say something, you can add it in. Let me see if this, I'm gonna look up James Cameron. I'm pretty sure that is James. This mother fricker doesn't miss. Hold on. Titanic, Terminator, Point Break. I never watched Terminator. You know who's so pissed about that is Ray. He's so mad. He wants me to watch Terminator 2. I got to watch it. What the hell? I looked up James Cameron. He's got Avatar 4 and 5 listed on his freaking IMDb. Avatar 5 is set for 2031. Holy moly. I like those movies. I really used to love Avatar. Okay. Can I rant about Avatar super fast? The blue Avatar, the people, the Na'vi, such incredible world building, completely immersed. James Cameron has a literal gift for just immersing you into a story. I mean, there's nothing more immersive to me than that world, because you really watch those movies and you don't really think, at least for me, I'm literally being led, like putting my hand out. He's just so nice, leading me through this story. And that's hard to do because I'm very nitpicky. And I just am. I'm just like, if a character doesn't feel authentic, if the story is just a little too much, like if you don't, it's just, I don't know. I don't mind saying I can be hard to please when it comes to movies specifically. That's probably the most nitpicky in the world that I am. Only because I get frustrated with inauthenticity. Not frick it. I'm tired of trying to talk. Okay. I'm just going to say what I got to say. I had a realization the other day. I was talking to somebody about Avatar, and I realized that the movies are essentially, hear me out, are almost essentially the same exact movie all three times. I hate to say that because they're so well done. There's so much good about the movies, but essentially at the core themes, it is almost the same exact movie with the same exact ending every single time. And that's disappointing because they are just so much better than that. That's my personal opinion. I don't want to ruin it if you haven't seen it, but it hurts me. It hurts me to like those movies and watch it just inevitably end up in the same place. I've only seen the new one once. I'd like to see it again. It was the most visually, they're all amazing movies. They're so immersive. I don't know how the technology even exists to make something look that beautiful on screen. I really don't. And I think if you don't see it on a huge screen, you're doing yourself a disservice. It is that beautiful. And I've been to like, I think, yeah, they had Avatar World and Disney World when we went in 2020. And that itself was like, I was like, dude, they should have made this 10 times bigger. Like this is where I want to walk through this. You know what I mean? But yeah, he made aliens that have real personality. So if I were to rank them though, it'd literally be 1, 2, 3 as far as my favorites, because 1 is just so groundbreaking and fresh and there's no repeat. The second one is still so good, tons of different themes, a lot of the same story though. And then 3, same thing, lots of different characters and themes and new pieces, same story arc, and essentially. So, but yeah, no, it's like weird because it's like with, you know, like movies with like animals or like something that's not human. That's what's so hard, is to humanize and get you to have emotional pull for your characters. Like that's hard to do, because at the end of the day, you have to convince me, who's watching for entertainment, that I care. How do you make that happen? No matter how great of an actor or actress you are, you have to be able to create emotion, and you have to be able to create this world that people actually want to watch and engage in. And it's hard to do. I don't know how they do it, but it's really cool to watch someone's thought be written out and then spoken to other humans and then translate that, and then someone edits that. Like that's such a crazy process. That's why, okay, so let me reason with you why I'm such a Star Wars nerd, but I'm not the type of Star Wars nerd you might think I am. So let's slow down and I'll start there. The reason I think it's so cool is that George Lucas had this idea to make a movie, whatever he was thinking in his head. And he wrote out Star Wars, the original, and he thought he had one shot to make this movie. He had just made, what was it? American Graffiti? Was that his one that kind of blew him up? But he was like, he wanted to do it on his own. He didn't want a studio to tell him what to do. Mad respect. Again, I already knew these stories, and then it just really, these are all the inspiration people, because like you want to tell stories on your own term. So long story short, he had other writers. He had all these people working together. If you watch all the behind the scenes stuff, it's really cool. But this dude wrote it out, and then it, went through a process, and then you get these actors, and you create it. Like, I can't imagine if I have like certain ideas. I'm like, I can't imagine if my thought made it out and I'm watching someone speak dialogue that I wrote, and then someone's, you know what I mean? Like, creating this world is crazy to me. But I love the behind the scene part of it. And then the story arc is great, but obviously it has a ton of flaws. Like, the acting is super flat in the prequels, like probably worse than the originals. The theme, I like the originals, or I like the prequels better because I grew up on the prequels. But at the same time, the originals have a better story arc. There's more character to everybody. Something different about it. I just kind of see them as two different things. Don't ask me about the sequels, though. I don't want to hear it. I have a rewrite, literally, that I'm going to do on Pop Culture Poppy for the sequels. It's not even that hard. I'm sorry to say that. It's not even that hard to make that story work. And I'm sorry to say, but I am so unbelievably disappointed with what they did. So, and the thing is, let me put this way. I don't care. Some people are like upset that there was a main character was the woman. That has nothing to do with it. That's amazing. But you didn't even give her a story. She has no, like, you don't even know what she's supposed to do. When you do a story, you usually write the beginning, middle, and end, and then you work through it. You don't write it as you go. And you can tell they wrote it as they go. They didn't even know what they were going to do. They just kind of said, well, Star Wars is great. Let's try that. Let's just film it, press it, put it out. People will buy it. Like, there's just not that care. I think the best movies are the ones that someone takes and really, really has it as part of their heart, because then everything comes from there. You know what I mean? Like, I know I think James Cameron said he dreamed Terminator. Like, he literally dreamed it, and then it became the movie. Oh, Gladiator is one of the best movies ever made in the history of cinema. I'm putting you guys on. First of all, everybody drop some movies in the chat, please. I'd love that. That'd be great. Since we're talking about pop culture, I don't give a frick. Let's just do it. Drop some movies. Gladiator is one of the best movies that has ever been made. Just the emotional toll of the whole thing. It's so beautifully done. I think if I were to say cinematic masterpieces, that is up there. I love The Patriot. I also think that is up there for me. Braveheart's one of the best movies. Passion of the Christ is one of the best movies I've ever seen. I don't know. I'd have to think of all my favorites, but it's a big list. Yes. I was disappointed. It was really good up until the end. Then, if you've seen it, this isn't a spoiler, but it will. Everybody who has the ball knowledge of seeing the movies, because I hate spoiling stuff for people. But I will say that watching those movies, waiting in anticipation to watch the last Avatar, the Fire and Ash one, and then having it be the same exact plot just hurt me. It's just the same thing. Like, if you go to the writer's block and you pull the storylines of each one and you just wrote synopsis of each one, it's essentially the same exact thing. The same exact climax, the same exact tensions, the same exact characters having the same tensions. And so at the end of the day, what is different other than just the other things you do around it? But I really appreciated how beautiful it was. I loved a lot of it. It's not like I thought it was a bad movie. I just think I was a little disappointed when I zoomed out. I was like, that was basically like boom, 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 like same three things over and over and over and over. So, well, I think I said it 4 times, but whatever. It just makes me sad. It makes me sad. Like, these characters are so loved. They're so great. What's her name who plays Gamora? Zoe. I forgot her last name. And she's, what is her name? She always hisses. All the avatars hiss. What's her name? She's such a phenomenal actress. Like, gosh, she is so good in those movies. Like, you're so blown away by her acting. To me is just on another level. Like, she's just a great actress. I give her all the love in the world for that. She's very talented. But yeah, essentially it's just the same story. Saldana, I can't say her last name. I hate to. Yes, but that's who it is. It's Natiri, the wife, and the main person, and then she plays Gamora in the MCU, which are just like, that's two of the biggest franchises there is. Oh, don't even get me started on Marvel. Don't even get me started on Marvel. I don't want to have that discussion. Don't even want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I'm sad. I've really lost all my excitement in those things. Marvel, Star Wars, all that stuff, just really for me, like I haven't even watched it in so long, and it's because I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of what they've made. It's unfortunate because I really tried to give all the shows a chance and be fair and like try to just be like, all right, like whatever you make, I'm with it. It just never worked. Never worked. So The Blind Side is one of the best movies ever. Really well done. I did hear though that Michael Orr, the main person in that, because when it's based off of reality, they have to do creative liberty and they have to write the story. Again, this is what I'm trying to say. When you sell your life rights to a company to have a book or a movie made about you or something of that nature, they get to have creative liberty. Creative liberty, though, can be taken in any time you tell a story. Again, this is why true crime and movies and entertainment are just such different worlds, but then it all kind of collides for true crime the way it's made now. So what happens is, if you're writing something, you have all the creative liberty in the world. It's a story. You're making it up. It's got to be whatever's best for the actors, whatever's best for the timing, the sets, the story. You want to tell the best story possible. But when you do true crime and you try to start doing creative liberty, it becomes messy. So I guess for Michael Orr, he was really upset because they did a lot of creative liberty in his character to make it seem like it was a certain way. And now I just understand that kind of thing. Like not that I've been in a movie, but you know what I'm saying? Like when you watch someone literally like, I don't know what the word is, but like when you watch someone truly write in false things that happen to you to serve a movie better than that's what everybody has seen. I know people read the book, but like most people watch that movie and then that's the thought you have forever. That's what I'm trying to say. I think it means something, especially when it comes to real life. But I don't know. I'm also not someone who makes movies. So sometimes maybe there's not enough to make a whole movie on in someone's story. I don't know. So I take it for both sides. I agree with you. Here's the thing about that movie. It's almost uncomfortable to watch. It's too overwhelming. I think I told you guys, I just watched it a few months ago because the first time I'd seen it in years. And I was like, this is a lot to process and stomach. For me, the only reason I give it the credibility that it is because everyone's acting their butts off. And on top of that, it's probably very accurate or more close to accurate about how they were moving, which is insane. Like, and I'm sure that's just a fraction of what it was really like for those guys, but it's barbaric. That's the only word I have. That's a barbaric movie. And I don't understand how people live their lives like that. There's no way you feel happy. There's no way your life is good to just go that level of feral. Like that's not even like normal. That's just feral. It's just this type of stuff is not going to make you happy. So I'll just put it out there like that. You'll never find satisfaction in that. So I don't know. That's how I feel. Is that the one where they remade He-Man? Man, I haven't been to the movies in a fat minute. I never saw Mortal Kombat. It is really crude, Brand. It is. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what happens, guys. I'm trying to explain to other people, especially, I don't know if they'll ever watch this video because it's just so many random thoughts, but this is Therapy on the Couch. Maybe I'll just change the title to that. We can do these more often because I love when we can just chat as a community. That's all that matters to me. But what happens is they want to make a story and they just take a lot of creative liberties and it can change the whole narrative. And that's the problem. Like creative liberty in a real life story, it doesn't really work because now you have to make up stuff to fill time. And it depends on what the creative liberty is. Like if you just add in scenes between like let's take The Blind Side and just say some of the scenes with the brother are like just feeler moments. Yeah, that's not detrimental to the overall story. I think the reason Michael was upset with his movie is because they portray that he had no athletic ability or wasn't good at football and was just this big guy who like learned really fast how big he was. Like I get that serves the movie and I love the movie. So I'm just trying to say it. But when I found out that he was upset with it, it's like why did that didn't have to be in there. I know that makes him more likable, but he didn't need that in that story. Like you didn't need to pretend that he wasn't like athletic. The first thing he does, and he's dunking the crap out of a ball. So what are we doing? You know what I mean? So actually, no, there's no vaccination or anything like that for meningitis, unfortunately. What happened was it basically started as the valley fever, and then it went untreated, and then it just fungus just went from my lung, the nodule I have in my lung, up through my body into my brain. That's how crazy it is. So there could be more in my body. That's one thing. I don't know how that works, but there's nothing you can do now. Imagine, this is really gross, but I'm just gonna like explain it the best way I can understand. But like you have to imagine like how mold is on food, like bread. It's like that on my brain. Isn't that insane? Like it's on the tissue. Because in my mind, it was on around the outside. I don't know why I thought that, but like in my brain, it's in my brain. That's actually kind of funny. But in my mind's eye, it was just in the ring around my head, like somehow, just like I don't know how to explain it. Because that's how I saw it on the MRI. It looks like I have a ring between my brain, my skull, and my brain. Like there's like it looks like there's this, because it's inflammation. I didn't know that, but it looks like that. So in my head, I have like it looked like a fungus ring, I guess is what I thought it was. But realistically, it's actually on your brain and it goes deep inside of your brain and there's no separation from that. It's like moldy food. It's grown onto the tissue. So I don't think you can even kill it. I think you just have to keep it at bay the best you can. And it's brutal. It's a brutal thing. My medicine causes neurological glitches, and then having it causes those glitches. So sometimes, yeah, inside like where your brain is, and you have your, yeah, exactly, like Saturn. But that was all inflammation. So if you have your skull, between your skull to the actual tissue, there's a ring, and that's what they were upset about. They didn't know what it was. They're like, we don't know what that is. We think it's the meningitis causing inflammation. But then when I looked it up on Google, there's a picture of it that shows you what it actually looks like. And it looks like I said, like moldy bread. And so it's on the tissue of your brain and it can go anywhere. So again, it can affect anything it wants, because if it grows, it just grows. There's nothing you can do to like, you can't get surgery and like have them remove it. That was my first thought. It will go inside. So you know how your brain looks like a normal, like here and then the stem, it can go in between the two, the left and the right sphere, and be anywhere inside of that as well. Which means it can affect anything it wants. The inflammation though from that is what causes the blood issues. And so that stops you from being able to function normally, like numbness and neurological issues or whatever it can affect. So it's like as dangerous as you can possibly get with it. But I think I've just accepted it. I don't know how else to say it. So finally, I mean, I think I told you guys this last time I talked about my health, but when the doctor that I talked to, the infectious disease doctor at the hospital, when I was there, I think it was during when we were doing Corey Richards' trial. That's pretty crazy that every time I was in the hospital, we were covering a trial. But when we were covering Corey's trial, I finally had a new infectious disease doctor, and he said that it's for life. You take the antifungals for life, but they're really harsh on your body. So I'm taking 800 milligrams of antifungal. It destroys your liver, like destroys it. And it pulls all the like moisture out of your lips and your nose. Like it's a harsh thing to take. He said you might be able to take down the dose in a few years, maybe, but you can't ever jump off it because the antifungal medicine is the only thing that's just like evening out what you already have. That's pretty much how he explained it to me, because no one had ever been that straight with me, and I just want a straight answer. I'm like, is this something I can stop? I don't want to take the antifungals ever again. I would be so much better off in my life if I didn't have to take them. But they're there, and if I don't take them, then it causes more issues, and who knows? If that fungus grows, you have a fungus in your brain, it's going to ruin some stuff. So, yeah, exactly. So you have to be very careful. I've tried really hard. So valley fever itself it can be cured. You usually take the antifungals for a certain amount of time. You know, it's even more effed up. When I was sick, what? This was, okay, so do you guys remember when I did my video? I'm just gonna pull it up. This is better to show you. I was so sick in this video. This is exactly when I got it. It's so weird to think about that there's like, I can literally remember when I was sick. I can show you how sick I was. I was sweating this right here. Okay, ready for this? Look at the color of my body. Oh, wait, you can't even see it. I'm going to show you. I'm just going to explain this whole thing in context. So this is 2024. 1 year ago. That's not right. Okay, so this was October something 24. The end of October. Ready for how sick I am? Oh my gosh, it's worse than I thought. Holy shoot. Okay, so that discoloration is sickness. I'm sweating, and I think my voice is bad too. I had just listen to it.
What are you gonna do?
I had nothing to give.
All right, well, I'm just gonna get right to it.
I couldn't speak. So I couldn't breathe and I couldn't speak. That's what I remember the most. So I couldn't catch my breath because I thought I had double pneumonia. That's what they told me. So if I would have taken my antifungals, it could have stopped it in this time. So if they would have prescribed me antifungals, we could have figured out it was valley fever. I could have taken the antifungals from that point in 24, and I probably wouldn't have ever had meningitis. That was what kills me. Just because I went to a clinic rather than a doctor, but that's on me. But yeah, do you see like me sitting next to myself? I look like death compared. Like my eyes are red. I'll make myself bigger so you can see. Like I was sick as it gets. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't talk. I think every 2 seconds, I don't even know if you can tell, I look sweaty.
I interviewed my mom.
Yeah, right there. I lost my breath. From one sentence, I lost my breath. Yeah, crazy, right? So crazy. I completely I couldn't breathe. It just felt like that was the most sick I'd ever felt. I'll be honest with you. Like I have been sick in my life, but never to that degree. Like I couldn't move. I couldn't barely get out of bed. I couldn't breathe. And I was like, well, you have all the symptoms of double pneumonia. So if I would have been able to take care of the valley fever, I probably would have never had this. So, I mean, but it's life. What can you do? There's nothing you can do to change that now. So it just sucks to look back and know there was an opportunity that could have probably changed the outcome. But yeah, I mean, look at the skin color difference. I'm not that, like, I was working outside every day. So I was darker then than I would be right here, like skin tone wise. And look, I think you can see it. Look at my arm. You see that difference? My arm is all dark and my face is just pale as it gets. So anyway, I'm not trying to do a sob story. I'm just saying it's crazy that, that one mistake of not going to the doctor and just going to like a urgent care was a big mistake. I didn't know that. And I took the stuff for the double pneumonia. I don't know why it fixed it, but it did. And I moved on. But I will say after the double pneumonia, when I look back, I was so like fatigued all the time, like just beyond fatigued. You know what I mean? Yeah, I looked really skinny too. I've gained so much more muscle since even that video. That was, I guess, the end of, so like almost 2 years. But you know what's crazy, bro? Like, I'm just going to say it since we're doing therapy. But to have survived all that stuff, like this is why I am usually just in a good mood now. I just really have a perspective on life. Like I could easily be dead. Like I got hit by a car when I was a kid, hard, bad. Like I don't know how I survived that. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how I survived what happened with my family. I don't know how I survived having a stroke. Like those are just pinpoints. There's other stuff that's happened that I've never even discussed that's just been like so shattering. It's hard to, I've been suicidal. Like I say these, the reason I am who I am is because of all this hardship. And sometimes I laugh just with like just the percentage chance that some of this stuff would happen to you in a lifetime is just so astronomically small that it's almost like comical that it is seriously like 1 in a billion, if not some smaller chances to experience all those things. But at the same time, it makes me responsible in a sense to others to help them because I understand so many avenues and I know what it's like to just be resilient. If anything I could give myself in my life, it's resilience. So I try to give that back to our community all the time. Like I know how hard life gets. I know the day-to-day is a grind. I know what it's like to not have money. I know what it's like to just struggle in just every category. You know what I mean? Like just trust me. I could sit here and tell you how I understand. But again, I can't even believe I'm sitting here now. So I take that as gratitude. I don't take things for granted anymore. I think that makes me more grateful for every day. That's how I view everything now. Yeah, that's a lot to happen by the age of 9. It's a lot, but it's okay. It's life. I can't change it. Almost everything also that I've experienced in these ways is literally completely out of my control. It's just always something you don't have a lot of choices in your life other than how you react, how you treat other people, and that's it. I mean, what else do you really have? You can't control other people. You can't control outcomes, and you're not God. So what are you going to do? You just have to just deal with certain things. What else can you do? But yeah, I do need to be more careful. Like I have to be careful with my liver. I have to be careful with other things. You guys know my lips. I've taken such good care of them. This sounds so weird out of context. I've been putting on I have to put on chapstick all the time. But just keep super, super, super hydrated and just be really careful. But that's my point. Because I do those things, I just try to remind other people, like, take care of yourself. Make sure you're good. Put your oxygen mask on because you can't keep going. And I tried to just keep going with a broken engine. I just kept pushing the gas, and I obviously had enough to keep going until I just stopped. And I think when I had my stroke, it really changed my perspective on everything. Like you get that close to death, you start thinking about what happens if I don't make it out of this. All that stuff where the trial was happening was supposed to be the end. I had this like idea that I would finally stand in front of Lori and say my victim impact statement and just close the damn book. I couldn't even do that. So like sometimes instead of just being like, oh, this is so unfair, it's like, all right, man, it didn't happen. Are you going to cry? Or are we just going to just, okay. Like we just deal with it. We're going to work with it. We're going to accept it. We're going to go to therapy. We're going to work on that. We're going to be like, get the feelings out. Yes, I'm pissed. I'm sad. I had a different idea. It didn't go the way I thought it would. All of that still exists, but we don't take that, put it in the backpack and then just let it be an excuse or a problem. And so I don't say that to sound harsh, but it's just like, it doesn't change the fact that is what happened. I didn't get to do it the way I wanted to, which would have just been the normal way, which is show up healthy, say what I need to say, and leave. That would have been great. And that way I could have been there with everybody else and have that moment and closure. So there's a lot of things in my life that have been uncontrollable circumstances. And what am I going to do? Just sit here and just cry about it? No. But am I also strong enough to just keep myself up all the time? No, I need support. I need like people to know that I like to have someone actually have your back and to not feel alone and to not feel like I have to carry the world on my shoulders, because even if you're strong, you can only go so far with that. And then you run out of gas, just like every time. And so again, I think it's more important than anything when it comes to this channel for me to share those things. I don't mind being vulnerable with you because my story is meant to give God glory and it's meant to help people. So there's no reason to not share. But that doesn't mean I'm going to tell you every little thing in my life. I also want to make that clear, just as far as life. Like, that's how it goes. I share what I share, just like anybody else that you watch or anybody else that you know. But my lessons, I try to always figure out what's the lesson here, because realistically, when it comes to the case, there's nothing good about it besides the lessons that you'll learn that you can take away. There's nothing good. There's nothing positive. There's no real takeaway. There's no really good like insight. Like, okay, I had better insight or I connected dots, but it doesn't, like, I am where I am now. I'm like, well, I mean, I know all this stuff about Chad and Lori now. I understand it. I connect all these dots in the background, thinking about who Lori is, how she moves, this and that. It doesn't heal me. You see what I'm saying? So even if I have all of those things, it doesn't actually move towards my actual desire, which is to be a better version of myself and just keep working to figure out what it is. And I think I've realized for me, I'm not in a timed therapy in a sense, like, oh, I really want to do therapy for a few years, get good, and then be done. It's like, I think therapy is just, it's like, I don't know, it's like going to the doctor or something, except for you go frequently. I don't know. It's just crazy. It's crazy how good therapy has been. I always try to say to people, just give it a chance. If you don't like it, I understand. But you get in therapy what you put into it. So if you're not willing to really work hard and really be able to have good conversations, you can't take anything away either. So that's another thing. You can't expect a therapist to fix it. It's really just, all a therapist is to help you fix your problems. And so you have to even be willing to go there for yourself. And most people, I just don't think really can or want to. And I get that. But I think that's why this community is so groundbreaking in the way that it functions, is because we just kind of get it. I don't know. I think we get it. I think we all have our hardships. It doesn't have to be the same things. It doesn't have to be, I understand everything you've ever been through. It's just like, yeah, life sucks and it's hard, but it can also be great and it can be fun and it can be funny. And like, you just have to take the highs with the lows, and there's going to be a high and a low every day, probably every hour, if we're being honest. There's never going to be this perfect life, and there's no such thing. And if social media would just calm the F down and all these influencers would stop trying to pretend like life is perfect, I don't know. I think we'd be in a better place, because I just think all these people think that, oh, if I had this, like, I'm telling you right now, there's so many good things God can bless you with. And then there's so many things that you think would be a blessing that'd be a curse. So I just don't think that chasing, how do I put this the right way? The grass is not always greener. The grass, how about this? The grass is the grass you're standing on. It's not going to change unless you get down on the ground and change it. It's just life. It's just life. And I think we're all trying to be happy. We're all trying to feel good. No one wants to feel bad. No one wants to be lonely. No one wants to feel rejected. Like, we're all human beings. So we have the same exact core, like, downloaded data that we feel the same thing. And the problem is society sets us up to think that the thing you actually want is this, and this, which is money, status, power. But look what that did to Chad and Lori, and it does to other people. You get all the things you think you want, and you're just like this monster. Now, obviously, that's a very, very extreme case. But even people who have tons of money, it doesn't fix your inner. There's no lottery ticket you're going to win. There's nothing you're going to do. Maybe it's fixed, pays your bills. Maybe it does this. This is still the same. I could have a freaking king's hat, a robe. I could be sitting in a palace doing this stream right now. I'm still Colby. I can pretend all day. I can play a part if you'd like, King Colby. I'm still the same person. And so that's the thing. It's like, that never goes away. So I'm not saying that money isn't important to have in your life. It's just that people get so caught up thinking that's what life is all about. And so then you ignore all that stuff to work. And you try to make as much money as you can, only to have missed out on real life. You know what I'm saying? You guys watch Click? Go watch Click. You'll get it. The movie Click by Adam Sandler. Great. Such a beautiful example of that exact thing. It's just a great way to explain that whole thing in a movie. But it's true. And people do it all the time, even in different ways, even just by being checked out. And it's no judgment. It's no judgment to sit here and say, if you're checked out, I get it. I've been checked out multiple times in my life. At the end of the day, I think the happiest you'll ever be is when you just feel more present in your day to day and like the hour you're in and the minute you're in. And when you can actually sit in something and not be trying to think of everything in the future and trying to just be present. Just be present, because then you're not stressing out all the time. You're not trying to fix every problem. It's crazy to hear myself saying this stuff. This is nuts. But it's so true. Like, you're not trying to fix everybody's problems or the world's problems. You just figure out what you can and can't do, and you make it realistic, and then you set your goals. Obviously, you can have goals. I have goals. I have things that I want to accomplish. But it doesn't mean that you don't want to spend your life trying to only hit goals. Because guess what? The next goal is the thing you're going to be addicted to. You're not really going to be happy with the goal that you actually achieved. You're going to be more addicted to the process of getting to that goal. And then it's like, boom, it's over. That high is just like, achieved, now what? You know what I'm saying? I think that's the thing I'm trying to get at. So just, life is fragile. It's precious. And you're not guaranteed the next 30 minutes. And I hate to sound like I'm not pessimistic by any means. And I pray protection over all of you. Not even a question. But the point is, it's just the truth of how we don't have perspective on like how fragile it is until you really have to face something like this in your life. And then, we just take time for granted. And it's just like crazy to think how fast things change. So you just gotta be grateful, man. I don't know how else to say it. I don't know how we ended up on therapy. We were talking about movies. We're talking about movies. I don't know. But I will tell you, the process of what I am today, I appreciate you guys all seeing that. It means a lot to me. Just, it's good to feel like seen emotionally. But I will tell you, like, you didn't see the hard part, like you did part of it for sure, but you didn't see like all the work, like the years and years and years and years of work that it takes to get there. Like, that's the point. The commitment happened years before we are here today. And like that process by yourself, when you're at the gym, when you're working and you have the time to think about it, all the things that go into that to get to where you are. So I think that's the thing. It's hard. It's hard to continually put that work in because it doesn't feel good. And you just have to balance it out. You just take a vacation, man. Take a vacation. Take a mental vacation. All right. Love you, Bran. Keep us up to date too on how you're doing. But yeah, I just love you guys, man. Our community has meant a lot to me from the beginning. And again, like I said, I don't know exactly how to say this other than it just matters to me that we're doing something good and impactful. And that's like the goal of this channel. Let's call it that, if it's the channel part. But this is like the core of what we do. Just have conversations, have a community, and talk about real stuff. And just let people know that they're good. And that's it. What else more could you ask for? What more could you ask for? Plus, we get to talk about movies too. It's not like we just have to be serious. We can talk about movies. Even though I went off about movies for about 20, 30 minutes. We have a great community. It's so rare to see that. I don't know how to explain that. That's rare in just the internet. You know what I mean? How does that happen? How does that even happen? I know. I missed you guys too, man. It's weird for me too to be in such a weird new kind of different scheduling, trying to figure out how to make it all work for us. But like at the end of the day, sometimes it's just good to do this and just kind of reset and just not have anything but just time to discuss things together. That's kind of how I see it. But I have been thinking about what needs to come next. And I can honestly say there's been a lot of things that I have been trying to do to make things happen. And I'll let you know when they do. I don't like to promise anything that's not going to, but yeah, that's where we're at. We're doing good. We take it day by day. I'm the same way. You know, it's all about balance in life and doing what you can. And I'm finally getting to the point where I'm like learning to rest. I'm just like, I've never been good at that. I'm very anxious. And I usually just have to get that chaotic energy out by like lifting and just kind of like needing to let out and vent out. And then I can kind of sit down and calm down. But you guys know I'm ADHD. I don't care. Like it is what it is. And a lot of times I try to balance that out the best I can. And, you know, I'm still learning and growing, and just know like this, I guess this is what I mean. This is the sentiment that I have to our community. I feel not indebted, but I feel so like I want to give you guys everything I promise you. That's never like, it doesn't leave my mind. I do try my best to balance everything out. And I just want to give you everything I can. And that just like, that's how I've always, you know, tried my best to do that. And that's just what I want people to understand so much. Like I just care so much about our community. It's on my mind all the time. And I'm constantly trying to make it work in my head. It's hard for me to understand why that is a struggle right now, but sometimes I can't wrap my head around certain things. And I just want to do what's best for the community in general. And I want us to be able to do, I guess what I mean is I want our channel to be there. I don't know how else to say that. I don't know what else to say. Like, I mean, we've done true crime. We've talked about stuff like this where it's open conversations. And I guess at some point sometimes you're like, well, what is our channel overall? Like what do we really, we don't have to label it, but what do we label this? Does that make sense? What is the overall thing here? Because the core of it is the community. But then from like a channel perspective, it's like, what does everybody want to engage in? What does everybody want to talk about? What is the best way to reach everyone? Like that's the type of stuff that goes on in the background. You're trying to figure out the best way to make an impact. And in my personal opinion, the best way to make that impact would be have conversations like this that are just open-ended and don't really have confines on any of it. That's kind of what the Colby J. Ryan show is created for, is to format it in a way where there's not just at least one thing that just gets, you know, I don't know. I'm just being real with you guys. The point I said that is because it matters to me so much, and it's on my mind, and I just want to make everything work for everybody. As crazy as that sounds, I try to make it work for everybody in my own head. And it's not that I put too much pressure there, but you know, not necessarily, because I've always been the same. I never expected to have a platform. Like, honestly, I know I'm a great speaker. That's like the thing I can give myself the most credit for in life, is just like, I've had a gift of speaking in general since I was a kid and just articulating my feelings. But other than that, when something like this is thrown at you, and then, you know, for me, I therapeutically kind of just went into the dark cave to face it. And I didn't want to do it by myself. And I felt so safe with our community already that I was like, I just want to do this with everybody. Like, I know everybody already knows what I don't know. And so it's just different. It was a different experience. And I don't know. I don't know what everybody needs or wants. For me, I don't know. I don't know how to say it. I'm being really honest with you guys right now. I just don't know how else to say it. It's not that I feel that I have to do something to be loved by our community. I just feel that it's important to somehow articulate all the things that need to be done. And again, like I told you at the beginning of this episode, or whatever you want to call this, it's because I have so many things we could talk about. It's like, what do you do with that? You know what I mean? What do you do with that kind of format where it's like literally everything on the table, literally, and just it gets deep. You can laugh. Like that's the type of thing I've wanted from the beginning. But it's like, how do you format that? I guess for people to understand what it is. I think that's the main thing. Like, how do people know that this is the type of stuff they can be a part of, and invite them to a community so that way they know they're not lonely. They're making connections. They're able to be here and a part of this. You know. But yeah, there's just not enough community in the world. I don't know. Absolutely. Thank you guys for making the community. There's no community without every single one of you. Like, it doesn't matter what I do. It's beautiful to watch that happen, but the community part really formed in a different way than I can ever explain. Again, this was unplanned. So I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it. But I feel as if I owe, I don't know how to say this. I feel as if I owe people back the most important part of me that had to suffer so I could help people. That's what I feel like I owe. I feel like that's my purpose on this planet. So if I don't at least tackle the hard stuff, I'm doing a disservice, because it's like I'm sitting on important information. And, you know, I've never wanted anything to be about money or anything of that nature. Like, it just makes me uncomfortable. But, you know, like for me, YouTube in itself is just, it's a difficult thing. It can be difficult to be on the internet, to be vulnerable, to be open to people's criticisms and then their negativity. And then just in general, just be watched, vulnerably watched. And just like, I don't know how to say it other than that, but I just feel as if, like, narratively, my life was so dominated by what happened to my family that it almost just like shadowed my own existence. And then when I talked about it, it was for my own way to just face it. And then I just felt like, from an identity standpoint, I just don't want to only be seen as a victim, because I know that that's not my identity. It's just what happened. But because I have so much unfortunate and fortunate knowledge that I at least take away from things, it does feel like an important part of my life to share that back to people. Like, what am I doing if I can't help someone else? I wanted to take my life. I wanted to quit on life. Like, I've been in the trenches so many times. And so the responsibility comes from a place of, like, this is what's needed. That's it. This is what's needed in this world. And it's just not the popular thing. I get that. I don't expect that. And sometimes I'm just like, what do we need as a community? I guess that's basically how I always think. It's like, what videos are important? What needs to be out there? What do people need today? Do you need to laugh? Because I like laughing. We can just laugh. We don't have to do anything serious. Do we need to talk about mental health? Do we need to talk about crime? Do we need to change the narratives and focus on something that's being said and try to talk about, like, you see what I'm saying? I think I'm just being really, really vulnerable with you guys. It's exactly how my mind works. I just sometimes feel like I am all over the place because I'm trying so hard to figure out the best way to put all of those things in this community. So that way it's circulating, and that way the people who need to see the mental health will see it. And the people who just need to laugh can laugh. Like, that's what I mean. And it's like, how do you do all that stuff without confusing people and changing so much? As I've changed. I've tried different show formats. I just feel like sometimes I'm like, is it being received? Are we able to, like, explain what this is? Like, how do you tell someone that this is just a place where the community gets together, hangs out, talks about life, and it's like therapy / hang out with your people? I don't know. How do you say that? How do you make that clear in general. I don't know how else to say that. It's like you can talk about anything from movies to trauma to anything in between in life. It's like I don't understand how that works. So, but I know one thing, that because I'm still here, it's like I do feel a responsibility in the right way, um, to help others. It's just I've been through too many things and come out on the other side to not help the next person. I don't like seeing people suffer. I don't like people feeling alone like that. I don't like people even contemplating hurting themselves, stuff like that. I can't even stand that thought. And to know I've been there so many times and then be where I am now, like I can't even believe that I feel and think the way I do, because it was so foreign to me. And the anxiousness that I had and the anxiety that I woke up with and went to sleep with, and the night terrors screaming at the top of my lungs, and the literal nightmares and terrors that I was having and vividly seeing every night, and just torture. And it's like I never could see a life ever outside of that, ever. Like it was just never a possibility. And now I'm sitting here and I'm like, I'm finally able to like see myself. And I think that a lot of that's maturity and time and therapy and just perspective. But I've never been more healthy than I am now in every way. I mean, I guess my health itself fluctuates. I mean, I'm in good shape, but you can't out shape your brain. You can't lift enough weights to make your brain healthy. So I guess I'm as healthy as I can be. But at the same time, I don't even know what my point was of that. Oh, to just help other people, because all those things I wasn't healthy weight wise. I wasn't healthy mentally. I wasn't doing well. I wanted to kill myself. I mean, I would go down the list. I was all those opposites. And now I literally feel like the 180 of that. So how in the world, when you feel that way, do you come out on the other side and learn all those lessons? We got to do something with that. I don't know. It feels like a literal responsibility. I will tell you this, and in the art of our therapy couch here, I feel that to have made it through everything, especially the stroke, because that was the most recent, like real thing, to have made it through that, to be sitting here today, there has to be something that I can give you guys every time we do lives. I guess that could be unrealistic to feel like I have to make an impact every time, but you know what I mean. I guess like it's just like I don't know how to get it out. I don't know how do I just give you the heart lesson that I have, because I actually care and I want some people to not feel like crap and to know that somehow there's a future for them. I don't know how I'm here, but I am. So I think that's what I mean. But when I was sitting there, I was really contemplating how I feel like I haven't done the things. And I know that maybe everybody feels that way if they ever assume they're going to pass. Maybe some people feel like they're okay. But if you even think that it's a possibility for real, like you're really like, yeah, this could happen. Doctors are telling you all the chances, things like that. Or like, if this happens, this is going to happen, that kind of thing. And I was just like, I haven't given enough. I haven't given enough to this world. I haven't spoken to enough people. I haven't said the things that need to be said yet. I haven't given the impact that I feel like I could. And it just changes your perspective. Like you just realize like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. And it's crazy. From the dude who wanted to do it to themselves is now sitting in the seat where it could happen. Years later, by the way, I wasn't at that time, obviously, but years later, still be that guy knowing you wanted to do it yourself, and then be like, God, I'm not ready. Like I haven't done the things. I haven't, like, there's too much. And like, that's the same thing with Tylee and JJ and Charles's story. I haven't told that story. It's never been told. And like, those aren't responsibilities to where they make me feel as if pressure, but as if, the weight of a responsibility is the best way I can explain it. It's like these things need to be done. I just don't know how to accomplish everything myself. It's hard. It's hard to do your own project, to literally have a company who would make and do all this stuff for you. You don't have to worry about any of it. And to tell them no. And then say, I'm just going to do this myself because I just know this isn't going to come out the way it should, and the other company just have it like, just take the risk and just do it. But that's my point is like, these things haven't been accomplished yet. And not that if I do that, it's like, oh, I'm ready to go. Okay. Check me out. It's just that I got to do something with all of this in me. Like it's got to help the next person. It's got to be worth something. It's got to have a purpose. And yeah, I've changed a lot, but at the same time, it also needs to help other people. Like it's selfish for me to just gatekeep all this lessons in life. I want to make an impact because I know I can. I don't know how. I wasn't that person. I was just the sad sap who was sad about his life. I try to be positive. I'm just optimistic by nature, but I was just a sad person and I just didn't see any point. And I told you a big moment for me was when I just genuinely felt like God was like, you're in a graveyard. You're living in a graveyard. And I just had a visual of just sitting there like this, just hands on the knees. I'm holding my knees, by the way. Can't see them. How about this? Nope. That looks weird. But I felt like I was really doing that. And like, there was just like, what am I doing? What am I doing? Like, I got to get up. And it's so hard because you feel like you're betraying the people you love. You feel like you're leaving them and they're not even in there. They're not even in the grave. That's not like actually where they are. But that's how it feels. Like, how could I ever move on past this? How could I ever live a life when this happened? It's not fair to them and it's never going to be fair. But I just genuinely felt like it was so, I don't know, it felt like betrayal to leave, to move on. And I finally realized that's not, and when I got through that stroke, I thought if I passed, I would want them to move on. Anybody who loves somebody would want the people who are left here to continue to have some kind of value of life. You don't want someone to be miserable for the rest of their life. Not that they wouldn't be sad or anything like that, but you get what I'm saying? Like I had to work through all of these things. So now I have a way to literally say the lessons I learned in a way that is for more people. Does that make sense? That didn't sound right. You get my point. I crawled through the glass so someone else could walk in meadows because I have a way of explaining the lesson. I can tell you the iron's hot and I can tell you to trust me and you can learn the lesson that I learned without having to go through that. I guess is the best way I could say it. I'll be your screen guy. You need to go hit a 3-pointer. I'm setting screens, baby. I'm setting screens. Get around me, go hit the 3. Because I've learned it. I've learned it the hard way. So, and I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. And you just, if life has a control over you, you got to figure it out. You got to learn how to not let it circumstantially change you. But I feel like that's the best thing I've learned in the Bible is like, do not worry about things. Like you just don't really have the time to sit there and just let things eat you alive and worry you. Like you can't get better. You just can't get better. And trust me, I was miserable. I just can't explain to you how miserable I was. I was so lonely, so afraid, so sad, so angry, so betrayed. I was so shocked. Everything you could think of negative, I was just having at such an intense level for years of my life, years of my 20s, just like zipped by, just gone. And I'm like, I could sit here and be mad. Oh, I lost my 20s. My mom ruined my life. She ruined everybody else's life. Now I don't have a family because of her. And now people have certain opinions about me because of my mom. And I have to live with this over my head for the rest of my life. And it just I could just give you the list, just the shit list, Oh, well, here's all my reasons. It's like, why, how's it going to make me better? It's not. That's not going to make me feel better. It's not going to help anybody. It's not going to help me. That's just a bunch of complaining. I'm 30 years old and I get to control what happens in my life right now. I get to make choices, and those choices lead to actions and consequences. And consequences doesn't have to mean bad. I guess, whatever, reaction, whatever you want to call it. But whatever I do next can be the next step in progression. So I think for me, it goes back to that point, which is I don't have the time to really just sit there and think about the past or go way into the future, because guess what? I can't do either one. I'm just right here. So anxiety is from the past. Is it the other way around? I forgot what it is. I think anxiety is the future and something's the past. But it's all of it is just stopping you from right here, right now. And I think that's the most important lesson I've learned. Just not like worrying about a tornado coming is not going to help you if it's not actually coming. Does that make sense? If obviously there's a warning, get out of there. Let's just be smart. But if you're just thinking to yourself, I'm so worried this is going to happen, that literally will not do anything. So I don't know. I don't know what else to say. It's not going to change the outcome. That's the hardest part. The hardest part about life is just really, truly realizing you just have to let things go. You have to let it go. There's nothing you can control in this life like that, except for yourself and your actions. But I mean, I feel as if I have learned to not let Lori control my life anymore and be myself. Because guess what? She's my mom. That's it. That's it. She had me. She raised me. That is it. My life does not get to be dictated by her. Do I want to do justice by my family? Of course I do. Like, they deserve it. No one has ever been able to give them that. And I'm the only sibling left. Of course I want to do that for them. But that doesn't mean every piece of my life for the rest of my life is going to be about it. And I see all the people in our comments, why can't you let this go? And I'm like, you didn't show up for the last 50 videos, but the one time that I even bring it up out of curiosity of me and what I want to share with our community, you want to come in and be like, you're still on this. First of all, it's going to be with me forever. So it's okay to just turn the channel off. I don't know why my presence irritates you, but I smell good. I smell like cologne and I have a bear. Like, what are you so mad about? Okay. I'm just being funny, but it just bothers me that some people, will show up just for those moments, for that one video that's been made months and months and months and months by later. One time I talk about it. Why are you still talking about this? Because my family, it's going to exist for me forever. But at the same time, if it has a lesson behind it and helps other people, like, can you imagine if that video could have reached one person and they realized their mom or their someone has a delusional disorder and somehow, some way they can notice that and then be able to go and do something. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, you don't know what kind of impact that could have, or just identifying certain factors and psychological things in other people. But I'm just crazy. Like, I don't know. But at the same time, you can't let people bother you. So that's why I don't care. Like, if you don't like me, you don't like me. You don't have to, and you don't have to watch the channel. And that is as simple as anybody can make anything. You don't have to be here. Like, it's literally a choice to click on the video. I don't understand why people get so mad on the internet. It's literally a choice, especially on YouTube, to go on a channel and watch a video. Like, it's like this. Just like, you have to sit there and like, you just have to watch, and you're just sitting there. I can't believe I have to watch this guy. It's like, just, hey, turn it off. Oh my gosh, that was hard. Why are you so pissed off? But again, a lot of times they have inner issues. That's the crazy thing about someone, when people just show you who they are so subliminally, like so quietly. And yet it's just so easy to see that they don't like themselves. Because guess what? People who are trying to fix themselves, things in that, they don't really want to go try to cause issues for others. And like, yes, you can understand and see flaws in others, or like if someone's doing something bad to you, you can acknowledge those things and this and that, but you don't want it to take your peace. Like, let's get down to the root thing of it. You don't want your peace to be taken by anybody. It becomes important to you. And maybe because I'm 30, I don't know, but like, that is finally a priority to me. It's like, No, I'm not the type to say, well, my peace goes above everything in the world. It's just that once it starts to really, really bother you, that's what I mean. But some people are a little too much with the peace thing. They're like, no matter what, if I need peace, I get it. That's not like give and take with anybody in life. Like I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I think it's better to reevaluate what peace means and like what that looks like, you know? Oh, for sure. I don't know. They always have a username with some fake picture. I even had one lady, I think she was a lady. I don't know. It just said Angel of Grace, something, something, something. And then just ripped me. I'm like, your picture is an angel and it says of grace. The irony is it goes far. I don't know. But you got Scooby-Doo 75 just talking mad shit. I don't know. You just got to deal with it. Again, for the internet, we are winning in life. We are winning in life because this is such a special place. I really just, I know you guys know this. I don't have to explain it, but the fact that this is possible, that we can sit here and not have it be super negative, and people can understand that life is hard and we all need help. I don't know. What more could you ask for? Oh, Scooby-Doo 75 talks madness. Telling you. It's always something so funny. That's why like it really is always somebody. It's very rarely that I've had someone with like their name and picture who will actually come in and like talk to you and like say something to you. Most of the time, even if someone did feel that way, they wouldn't tell you in person if they saw you. So it's like it's just a weird world to be in. I'm not, and again, I have no problem with someone not liking me. Like it's just reality. Someone's not going to like you. And that's just how life works. What else are you supposed to do? You're going to sit there and be mad that everyone doesn't like you. I struggle with that as a people pleaser person. And so I feel so much better. Gosh, I feel so much better just not trying to worry if you like me, because then it's inauthentic. And then I'm playing a part to make you like me or give you what I think you want, so I can even have half of a little bit of love. Almost did like a crumb. Can I have a crumb, please? No. I'm having a whole biscuit, baby. Crumpets over here, baby. I'm not out here trying to get crumbs of love. If you don't want to share it, if you don't want to have that, that's fine. But I'd rather authentically connect than have some type of bullcrap, some superficial whatever. You know what I mean? And again, even on the internet, it's different. I know, because like we're not having a conversation like back and forth. But for me, at least, like I know you guys are all here. And so interacting for me, I obviously love it somehow to be live. I've already told you that. Like if we could all just like somehow do this in a completely different setting where we're all in person and can talk and everybody, yeah, that'd be it. I'm having the whole biscuit, baby. I'm having the whole biscuit. I'm not taking crumbs anymore. And that doesn't make me, I used to feel like, oh, well, that's selfish. Like you should be self-sacrificial. That's not even a lot to ask for. It's not a lot to ask for. But I know people aren't into that. I'm telling Scooby it's unacceptable behavior. Oh, yes. Exactly. What a great way to say that. Exactly. Peace doesn't mean of a doormat. As a Christian, sometimes we need to remind ourselves of that. People who tell us that do that on our own channel signal serious control issues. Exactly. Some people think that is like a way to like everything is about them. And so like their peace becomes really just selfishness. Well, that's ruining my peace. Well, it's like, okay, there's balance to all this stuff. Like we really need to define and understand what we're talking about when we start using terms. Be very careful with what we think that is. And some people really just are selfish and they cover it up with the word peace. Oh, well, you upset me, so I want my peace. Okay, but if you upset someone in a relationship, you would rather have the conversation and work through it than just be like, you're ruining my peace and my vibe, so I got to go. That doesn't actually solve your problem. So again, avoiding it or things like that, they don't solve your problem. They just temporarily cool things down, and then what? Yeah, we're making new merch, by the way. This is it. I'm having the whole biscuit. I'm not taking crumbs anymore. It goes hard. Yeah, new album coming out. Coming out in February. New album coming out. No crumbs. That's so hard. That's so unintentionally so hard. No crumbs is such a dope name for an album. I might drop it. I might drop a rap album and just do it. I literally, I'm not kidding. I love music. I don't even know if I've ever told you guys that. I absolutely love music. And I've always like freestyled my music just because I kind of do like rap sing kind of thing for myself. Okay. Don't ask me for the tracks. Okay. I have some that I'm like, I want to play this, but it's just too dorky. So stop, slow down. I'm just telling you that because I literally am not kidding. There's one, I don't know what I was doing. I was doing something and I really thought that I wanted to drop I was dissing Lori in my head as a track, and it was one of the best. I was like, I need to record this right now. Like, this is a diss track. I need to be in a studio, headphones on, because I am ripping Lori in the most just Eminem way. Like, it was just like every line I said was so fire to me. I was like, this is crazy. I was like dissing her in my head. No beat, nothing. Just acapella. You know how mad you have to be to freestyle acapella in your brain and you're literally just nailing every single line? It was crazy. I'm like, I'm going to drop a diss track on Lori. Just drop it on the channel. Say nothing and just title it, have a black screen, and you just press play. And it's just a diss track for Lori. Oh, man. What are we doing in life? Oh, that is so funny. I would love nothing more than to watch your guys' reaction to something like that. No Crumbs is crazy. By Ice Cold. I can't be Ice Cold as hard right now. It's got to slow down with Iceman because they're gonna think I stole it. I was Ice Cold, dubbed Ice Cold way before Drake called himself Iceman. Just saying that. I love Drake as an artist, but I was Ice Cold before you were Iceman. But now the world's gonna be like, oh, he wants to be Iceman. No, I've been Ice Cold before you ever even touched Iceman. Before you ever filled up Toronto with ice blocks. I've been that guy. So don't play with me right now. Drop some sick beats. You ever guys see that clip where the dude is supposed to freestyle live on TV? And the lady's like, all right, you gonna do a little freestyle for us? And he's like, yeah. And she goes, okay, go ahead. And he goes, back in the day, or whatever he says. And he like doesn't have it. And he's like bobbing his head, no music. And he's like, back in the day. And so like the silence of it is so great. It's just like, he just froze. I would freeze too on like in that setting. Is just like, no. You know what? Here's what we're gonna do. You guys deserve it. I will remaster one of my songs that I like the most. And I don't know if I want to drop it on YouTube though. I do not. It's so out of context. No one's going to know what it is. So to drop it randomly on the page is just so crazy. But I wouldn't mind sharing it with you. I'm not really afraid. People can have their opinions. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But just for fun, for everyone here, I'll drop a remastered version of a song that I have. I have some good songs. I really have always thought I could pursue it, but you know how music is. And like, I never had the time to really think what I want to do with this, you know? What do I want to do with like these passions, like something that you love, that you do every day, that you think about every day? Like, where do you put all this stuff? So I think that's part of just like maturing and just realizing like, you know, at first you're like, I could be anything. I could be an NBA player, this and that. Like you finally realize like what you can and can't do. But I think it would be a good treat for you. A good treat. I also have one more thing. I'm not going to spoil it, but I planned out the skit from Corey Richards' trial that I told you we would do. I'm pretty sure it's during that trial. And it's going to be funnier than I originally intended it to be. So I'll put that out there for you too. That butter voice, come with me. I do that to the girls all the time. They hate it so much. They hate it so much when I bother them like that. I know I press their buttons. I've actually been waking the girls up to Michael Jackson because I love Michael Jackson's song. So I'll turn on any of the songs and I'll just like open the blinds to the beat and jump on their beds and just bother them. I just know I'm just that guy. I'm just that dad. I do that kind of stuff. I bother them to death. I know when they're teenagers, they are going to absolutely hate me. They are not going to be fans of me because I'm going to bug them. I just can't help it. I love them so much, but at the same time, I just have most of my energy in the morning. Like that's my peak of life is the morning. I'm gonna be honest with you. As I've progressed in age at 30, but just in general, when you have kids, you kind of go on their sleep schedules. So like you're always up early and like they go to bed early too. After doing that for so long, it's hard for me to stay up. I really don't stay up. Like I like to be in bed before 10 o'clock, if not earlier. 9 o'clock is like around the perfect time for me. 8:30 to 9, depending on what time you wake up every day. But like, don't ask me to go do something tonight. You won't see me. I'm just too tired. I'm not even ashamed to say that. I'm ready for bed. I'd like to get a good night's sleep. There's my favorite clip ever. I think it was of Chandler from Friends saying that he wants to be in bed at a reasonable hour. Like I think he said he's 29 or something, but that's exactly what it is. I just want to not. I like to get as much rest as possible, and then the next day I give it what I got. But I get sleepy, man. I don't know how people stay up all night. I'm just not my thing. Yes, they're on summer break. We have really short summers in Arizona. We have year-round school. So when I was growing up in Texas, you get like 3 months of break. So you go from like what, May, June, July, you go back in like the end of August. You have a whole 3 months. Here they go back in like mid-July, end of July, but they get the long breaks so spring break. I think we get 2 weeks. I think we get 2 weeks. We get a fall break. We get 2 weeks plus maybe for winter break. So instead of like, what's the point of that? I don't know. Just to have longer breaks. I don't know. That's just what Arizona does. And so the schedule's a little different, but you get longer breaks throughout the year, which I think is great. I think kids need breaks. I mean, you're literally showing up from a freaking 8 to 3 every day to school. Like it's a lot. They need breaks. They need time to be kids too, and not have to do homework or worry about stuff. Like they should just, if I ever hear there's a break project, you can take that to the bank. Get out here. I'm kicking that thing so far away. Don't give them anything to focus on the break. Let them have the break. Oh, this project will be due when you get back. I don't care if it's a macaroni cat. You take that and you take it outside. I don't want to hear it. We're not making macaroni cats. They're going to take the break. They'll come back to school when it's school time. Get out of here. That stupid crap. Frick you. Your break. Here's a break. Oh, by the way, I think, oh, never mind. I'm not going to get into it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it for myself. I'll go on a whole tangent. I will just say I think homework is the most diabolical thing ever for like younger kids. High school, college, sure. Younger kids coming home from 8 hours of work to do more work that has to be turned in that next morning is more stressful than them just getting a job. Like, I don't know. That's just like, I get it. I'm not trying to act like I'm somebody who understands the education system very well, but I just think I just remember thinking that I was playing football in high school and you get up super early, like 4 o'clock, you go do your morning workout, you basically shower and get ready. Then you go to class all day. Then at the end of your day, you go to practice and then you go home. You've literally I remember, I'll never forget this. I went to bed so early on those nights because I was so exhausted. And in the summer here, the sun I think it goes down around like 7:45, 8 o'clock, whatever. But I was so exhausted from my day that I was sleeping that for like a month, I kid you not, a month, I did not see the night sky. Not once, because of how my practice schedule was for football and school. And so one of the days me and Charles went to go do something and it was like, I don't know, 8 o'clock and I saw the night sky and I remember being like, this is insane. Like I have not seen the sun out of the sky in so long. So I'm telling you, that's a lot for someone who's 14 and 15 years old. You know what I mean? Even for them. But for like younger than that, like you're talking about like 10, 11, 12, I just feel as if schoolwork should be schoolwork and let the kids come home and just like recoup. What a long day. Like that's just a lot. That's just my own personal opinion though. I just feel as if that's so much pressure to come home and have to put on another performance mentally to get your homework done and rush through it. And I don't know. You don't know, you like, if unless you have a very specific job, most of the time when you leave your job, you're done for the day. Like you get to move on. So it's just like it's easier almost. Like, okay, I'll give you what I got when I got it. But you're talking about little kids. They don't have the mental capacity. They need the break. And if they come home at 4 o'clock off a bus and have to do homework and then they get to eat dinner and go to bed, like that's hard. I'm sorry. That's just a totally random thought, but that's how I feel about it. I just feel as if that's I don't think it should be a requirement. I think it should be only for certain perspective, but I think it should just definitely be an age range and where you focus on doing homework as you get older. But let these kids come home and have a break. How about that? I just really feel like that's too much. Man, we went for 2 hours. That's what happens when you do therapy. Yeah, I did. I hate homework. I'm mad about homework still. It's been a long time since I've done homework. I'm still mad about it. I did not know that we were gonna go for 2 hours, but that's just how this channel is. I love you guys. I'll be back with you next Sunday. I'm gonna set a thumbnail for us and let you guys know, but maybe I'll drop a song for you tonight. We'll see. I got to figure out where I'm going to put it. I don't know where to drop it. I can't not drop it to the random anybody in the world. That's just too much. They don't even know what's going on. I don't know how to do it. We'll figure it out. Anyway, I love you guys. I appreciate you. Seriously, thank you for being part of this community. Thank you for just being here today. I really, really enjoy your company. I really enjoy these kinds of conversations, and they're the best. You guys are the best. So I appreciate you. Love you guys. Yes, I love that you say that every time. Make today count. I'm straight stealing it, but it's from Tess. She said it. Make today count, for real. So I really, really, really enjoyed this live. I hope you guys know that. So I'm walking away just full of gratitude for you guys. So anyway, I love you. And like I said, I will see you guys on Sunday. We'll do another live. Love you guys, man.